So my name is Neil Kostecki. I'm Director Outbound Product Management for CSM. Today I'm joined by Harriet Franklin and Anita Chang. They will also be presenting some of the features. We're going to get into what's new in Xanadu for CSM. So let's get started. We're, of course, always prefacing our presentations by this beautiful slide on Safe Harbor. So as always, anytime we're presenting features and functionality, we want to ensure that you're making decisions, your purchase decisions based on currently available functionality, and any sort of future statements that are made shouldn't impact those purchases. Also, this is a series. There is not just what's new, but all sorts of other great exchanges around features and functionality that you should follow. So give that QR code a scan or a picture, take a screenshot, whatever you want to do. That's where you'll find this great series with all of the other live on ServiceNow events. And also I see it posted in the chat, so take a look at that. Some housekeeping. So we're saving some time at the end for Q&A. So please post your questions. There's a Q&A button at the bottom of the Zoom screen. You can post your questions in there. We'll be happy to answer them at the end of the session. This presentation will be recorded and shared on the community. I will repeat, it will be recorded and shared. So don't worry, we will get that out to you. And after the event, you'll be prompted with a survey. We really appreciate you being here, and we also really appreciate any feedback that you can share with us. Again, here's your hosts. We'll introduce ourselves as we come through. Again, my name's Neil, and we will jump right in. I think we've got a double there. So we'll cover quickly the product strategy, and then we'll get straight into what's new in Xanadu for CSM. So first, from a product strategy perspective for our customer and industry workflows, this is how we think about the entire customer journey. Basically, humans are still doing a lot of the heavy lifting. A lot of the digital transformations happened on the left side of the screen, which is giving customers, the ability to use different channels, and is making that experience great for them on the digital front end. However, on the right side of the screen, there's still a lot of this disparate, disconnected systems, and what we like to call human middleware that's causing a lot of swivel chair. It's causing disconnect between agents and the middle back office personnel to handle those tasks, to communicate, to get a case to resolution. And it's leaving agents, the back office folks, the customers, all disconnected and disjointed and really not understanding what's going on throughout the case resolution process. So, you can imagine calling in and trying to find out, or emailing to find out what is the status of a case, really not having transparency can be a really frustrating and poor situation, and it can take your case longer to be resolved. So ServiceNow, we have a really unique approach to addressing this. And so, of course, we have our seamless omni-channel engagement. You can see Now Assist at the center of this, providing empowered and smart self-service. You've got the contact center integration, which is used to get work to the right channels and the right agents. But seamlessly, we're intelligently automating and orchestrating work across all of these processes. So all those front to back office requests and customer issues are able to get to resolution faster while keeping everyone connected. Being able to understand what's going on, all the parallel work that's happening, saving hours of work across all these different teams, and giving visibility to all of those different players in the process. Additionally, the service catalog allows our customers to self-serve on a wide range of requests, so they can automate typical self-service requests, get that work to the right people, and sometimes even bypassing tier 1 completely, while still having that full visibility. And our CMDB, understanding the products and services that companies have, gives a single, reliable, flexible source for all those assets and credentials. So when, let's say a service degradation occurs, the company knows who's impacted, they can let them know. So avoiding, a huge increase in calls, And the system's even intelligent to know when SLAs have been bumped to the top of the list. So um, places like hospitals, airports can actually meet the required time regulations and avoid heavy fines. So there's really a whole system here around automating and resolving work faster. And the effectiveness of AI is contingent upon the platform. So our platform is an intelligent platform that is the AI platform for business transformation. And here you can see what we're offering here as the customer service solution, which is selling, fulfilling, and servicing on one platform. So you can see across the top, we've got all of our industry solutions. And those industry solutions leverage these three foundational pieces of CSM: customer service management, sales and order management, and field service management. And those are all built on top of this CIWF foundation, which has all of the foundational capabilities that are built into the platform, including predictive AI and generative AI through Now Assist. So we really built this strong foundation on which we can serve all of these unique industries and enable you to run your business. One additional slide here. This is our product evolution. We continue to update this. So every release, we have 4 quarterly releases and 2 family releases every year. And so like we mentioned, Xanadu, that's where we are today. But Yokohama is just around the corner. So we will continue to innovate and keep adding great functionality for your business. So now let's move into what's new in Xanadu. This is a select list, not exhaustive. We're going to get into the highlights that we want to cover here. And you've probably heard all sorts of things about Now Assist for CSM. We're spending a lot of our time in the AI world these days. And so this is what we want to cover. So Now Assist for CSM, email recommendation or email reply recommendations. In the Xanadu Q3 release, we're introducing this functionality, which enables agents to generate and rewrite personalized email message replies. So agents spend a lot of time creating emails and replying to customers throughout the life of a case. And that means they need to keep up to date on the status. They need to share steps to take, which means they need to look at knowledge articles. They need to review what's going on in the case. They need to do all of this while also paying attention to the customer and providing empathy and all of these the things that are required during an engagement with a customer. So what email reply recommendations enables agents to do is to generate those emails with the click of a button that they can then review, send to the customer, and really get to the solving of the case. So it allows them to compose an email. It also allows them to refine an email. And really, this improves their productivity. It enables them to provide, coherent answers that are contextual, that are backed by knowledge. So this just really makes it a better experience for agents, a better experience for customers. And so I want to show you what that looks like here. So let's have a look at a quick demo. Now Assist for CSM email recommendation is a new feature in the Xanadu Q3 store release that enables agents to easily generate and rewrite personalized email message replies that they can review and send to customers. In this demo, customer George Warren has opened a case with support, and the customer service agent, John Jason, will accept the case and use email recommendation to let the customer know what to expect in next steps. Let's take a look. John Jason is a customer service agent. He sees a case from George Warren regarding a router not connecting to Wi-Fi, with some details provided through email. He clicks the reply button on the email and begins to draft a response to let him know about what the next steps are. He realizes that Now Assist email recommendation can generate the reply for him. With the click of a button, Now Assist is able to generate a response on the context of the case, the previous email, and relevant knowledge articles, so that John can review and insert it into his draft email. Quickly and easily, he can review the content and make any changes if necessary, or just click the send email button to get back to the customer. So as you can see, Now Assist for CSM email recommendation enables agents to instantly generate personalized responses for their customers. Next up, we have chat recommendations or chat reply recommendations. These are, as you can imagine, very similar, but in a chat interaction. So providing the same benefits for an agent, they're able to reply to those chat interactions in a personalized way, right in the chat window, so that they can send informed, personalized responses and really keep paying attention to the customer and providing great customer experience. I do see a question around isn't this more an ITSM and not CSM? This is really functionality at the core of what agents do. So this is providing the ability for agents to save a lot of time in their process of trying to get back to the customer. So all that time spent is really put back into providing a great customer experience. Again, because this is very similar to email, I'm going to jump right into the demo so you can see what this looks like. But very similar productivity gains and customer satisfaction gains for our customers. Now Assist for CSM Chat Recommendation, a new feature in the Xanadu Q3 store release, enables agents to instantly generate and rewrite chat message replies so they can respond quickly to customers in a personalized way. In this demo, the customer George Warren begins a chat with support on the portal. The customer service agent, John Jason, accepts the chat and uses chat recommendation to respond. Next steps. Let's take a look. In this demo, on the left side is George, the customer, and on the right is John Jason, the customer service agent. George starts a chat from his phone via the customer service portal and requests to speak with an agent. John accepts the chat. George describes the issue. It seems his router is not connecting to the internet. John lets him know that he's here to help troubleshoot the issue. He then clicks the sparkle button to generate a response using Now Assist. However, he'd like to respond with something a little more detailed, so he clicks the Refine button and selects the Elaborate option. He compares the two responses and decides the second one is the better option. He inserts it in the chat and sends it to the customer. The response gives some specific things for George to check, and in fact, it seems the issue is due to a loose cable. John asks if there's anything else he can help with and wraps up the chat with another personalized message. And that's how agents can provide more responsive and personalized chat replies to customers using Now Assist chat recommendation. Awesome. So you can see how not only was he able to respond, but he's also leveraging the wrap up that's adding the short description and chat summary. So we're really leveraging the power of AI here. Next, we'll move on to Now Assist for CSM sidebar summarization, a new feature that enables agents to generate summaries of sidebar conversations. So what sidebar is, first of all, is an ability for agents to reach out and discuss, let's say, a case. They're having an issue, they need some help, they might reach out to some of their peers, to a SME. So it's enabling them to have a conversation, a side conversation about a particular case. And so all that discussion, all the context that happens there and all the potential solutions and answers that are provided there and discussed need to be included into the case. So how can we do that? Well, with sidebar summarization and the click of a button, agents can actually summarize that whole conversation and ensure that it's documented into the work notes of the case. Today, before this feature was introduced, really an agent would have to do that manual summarization. They'd have to go through, they'd have to document. And so some of that context might be left out. So sidebar summarization really makes sure that cases have more complete information without that additional effort from the agent. So they're able to very quickly and easily get a summary, add it to the case, and continue moving on. And so I would also say that this is kind of a way to do more like intelligent swarming around a particular issue. So really powerful capability, and let's have a look at it here. Now Assist for CSM sidebar summarization in the Xanadu Q3 24 store release enables agents to generate summaries of sidebar conversations in seconds. In this demo, Agent John Jason needs help on a case. He'll use Sidebar to have a discussion with Agent Simon Butis and use Sidebar summarization to document the details into the case. Let's have a look. In this demo, on the left side, you'll see Simon, and on the right side, you'll see John. John needs some help with this case, so he leverages Sidebar to start a discussion with Simon. Simon sees the notification and opens the discussion. They begin discussing the case, and after some back and forth, it seems possible that the customer's battery is not defective and he might not have inserted it properly. John checks with the customer and confirms the simple solution and thanks Simon for his help. He then uses the Summarize Quick action to instantly get a summary of the case. With a couple of clicks, he can easily share this summary to the work notes on the case. And that's it. And now you see how sidebar summarization enables agents to generate summaries of sidebar discussions in seconds and save time in their workflow. And one last thing on that feature, I think what's really interesting is that the more context that's included into the case, the better the cases are, the better the quality of the data is, and the better we're able to leverage that data in future AI, summarization or other features. So it's kind of a self-fulfilling prophecy when you're able to include that additional context. Lastly, we'll talk about prompt configurability. So Now Assist for CSM prompt configurability enables admins to customize Now Assist skill prompts with fields and related records. So the challenge here is that, when we introduce Now Assist, these out-of-the-box skills are kind of, a predetermined skill or predetermined prompt. They weren't editable, and so the prompt is basically built off of the short description, the description field, and the activity stream. And so there was no way to actually change that, add new data, include additional information, or to be able to customize the information that came back, or to test those prompts. And so because customers have unique needs, because they have unique data, and we really can't predict all the potential ways in which you might want to customize, we've introduced prompt configurability for case summarization and resolution notes generation. So what this means is admins can specify other fields from the case to be included in the prompt, including dot walking in other reference fields from, for example, let's say account fields. So it means that not only can you customize those prompts, but you can also help agents reduce effort because they're getting more context in that action of, let's say, a summarization or resolution notes. So you're making sure that all of the right context is included and they have all the right information that's needed. I will also mention, and I won't cover it here, but we also introduced in Q3 Now Assist Skill Kit, which is a complete, let's say, a complete playground for customizing and building skills. So this here is really targeted at admins, while Now Assist Skill Kit, of course, can work for admins, but it's also much more developer centric, and you can really dig into even the model that you choose. So there's really some great capabilities coming from both. But I'm going to give you a quick demo here of prompt configurability on case summarization. Now Assist for CSM prompt configurability, available in the Xanadu Store Q3 24 release, enables admins to customize Now Assist skill prompts with fields and related records. In this demo, we'll see Sarah, an admin, duplicate the case summarization skill, make some customizations, test the response, and activate the skill so agents can get improved summaries. Let's take a look. Sarah accesses the feature section of the Now Assist admin. Under the customer section, she can choose the case skill and view details. Then she'll make a copy of the case summarization skill. She'll give this new skill a name. And now she can modify the inputs by adding new fields for, let's say, product, or any other field on the case base record. She'll give it a description. And now she can also specify conditions for this prompt template, other additional fields from related tables, additional fields from this related table, filter logic to include these specific fields, other additional related tables. She can also customize the prompt for each of the prompt templates for each of the statuses, like new or in progress. You can see the sections change for each one of the templates. Then she can run a test by choosing a case, running test, and see the response. She can see the real-time generated response, as well as the output length and the LLM provider. Everything looks good, so let's set the skills available, please. Turn it on in product and in the Now Assist panel. Review all the settings and activate. And that's it. That's how Now Assist for CSM prompt configurability enables admins to easily customize out-of-the-box skills. And you also got a quick preview there of the Now Assist admin. So there's some great capabilities there for managing all of your skills. Next, we'll move on to agent experience. And in agent experience for Q3 store, we introduced email enhancements for the frontline case page. The frontline case page is a page configuration for kind of those high volume contact center agents. So provides agents with the context that they need to really understand an issue quickly and easily and take action. And what we did on the email experience is we continue to make improvements to make it a really consumer grade experience. Of course, agents spend a lot of time drafting emails. You saw email reply recommendations. And so making that experience familiar, consumer grade, very much like the email clients that you're using in your day-to-day and in your personal life, was really important. And it is something that's going to improve productivity of agents. So things like common actions that were in different areas, the header space having too much white space and really condensing it, and just addressing some of the UX around draft management. And because this is really a primary channel, it's really important for us to continue making that experience great. So with these enhancements, we've reduced that white space. We've consolidated a lot of the fields. You're going to see a demo of this, so it'll make more sense. But grouping those common actions, making it really easy to access draft emails. All of these things are going to help agents have a better experience. It's going to improve their productivity, and it's going to make sending receiving emails much more fluid. Let's have a look at this great feature. The frontline case page email enhancements introduced in Xanadu Store Q3 24 provide agents with a modern email experience. In this demo, Agent John Jason will use the new modern email experience to follow up on his cases. Let's have a look. Customer service rep John Jason sees an email from the customer in the activity feed. He can respond from the inline action or the compose button at the top right. He can drag and drop this modeless email dialog anywhere he wants on the screen. And you'll notice it continued from his last draft, which he can continue editing or start over. He can easily access templates, view drafts, attach documents, all at the bottom of this new redesign experience. You can also add CC or BCC emails without the header taking up significant space in the component. As you can see, the frontline case page email enhancements increase agent productivity with a modern email experience. What you also see is that the amount of space that's available to actually author the email, which is probably the most important part, is front and center and really provides the agent with the amount of space they need to get writing that content. So next up, we're going to move to customer engagement. Harriet.
Okay, thank you, Neil. We just have one feature in around customer engagement, and what we're continuing to do is differentiate by adding more capabilities with Service Catalog. As you know, with the explosion of conversational experiences, we've actually encouraged a lot of our customers to move their existing service catalogs to conversational. And as you can imagine, with moving some of these conversationally, sometimes you need a little bit more than a conversation. So what we've done here is added the capability to embed a small form inline in your conversation. So that inline is a new type to render with Service Catalog. And as you can see an example here, instead of saying, what is your name? What is, whatever, then we can serve up just a small form without leaving the experience, because the way it worked before in Virtual Agent is you exit it out into a new window to update this form. Now we're keeping everything all in line. And we leverage a low-code pre-built component for the rich messaging Service Catalog. Let's take a look at a demonstration. It's at the bottom here. The bottom lower left, just under the bottom lower. Oh, there it is. We can't hear it. Neil.
Sorry, it's because I muted myself.
Okay, no worries.
Classic. Love it. Thank you for whoever mentioned it. I'll restart the video here.
Thank you. New in the Xanadu family release, we continue to differentiate with omni-channel by adding a new rich control for Service Catalog. On the left, we have Agent John Jason, and on the right, we have customer Abel Turner. Abel launches a chat and is looking to update his warranty. When he looks at the VA topics, he doesn't see anything for warranty, so he immediately launches a live agent chat. The chat is accepted by John Jason, and here John Jason is going to leverage functionality that's in the product called Autopilot. And for this Autopilot, he's going to go ahead and launch a catalog topic for the warranty. As you can see on the right, Abel Turner can see a very short service catalog form that was rendered inline. It wasn't a pop-up. It wasn't a new browser. The context is within the chat. This is adding a new render type for inline form. As you know, you can have a pop-up, a window, or conversational. So Abel Turner looks at the information and will input the information. But before we do that, let's take a look on the left at Agent John Jason. Because John Jason launched this Autopilot, he has insights into what Abel is entering, but also can work on other chats at the same time. Moving back to Abel Turner can input the information, or if information is already known, it also can be pre-populated. This new catalog messaging control can be launched from the VA topic, as you have seen here, where we have the agent launch it from Autopilot. But also within a chat, it could have been launched using AI search. Each type of customer request needs a different type of user experience. With rich messaging controls, we're simplifying the customer effort, providing a more personalized experience with the ability to auto-populate data from Gen AI and reduce the time to resolve. Thank you. And next we have Anita.
All right. Thanks, Harriet. Hi, everyone. I'm Anita. I'm the outbound product manager for customer operations. So today I'll be telling you about our one feature in Service Model Foundation. So For those of you who are not familiar with Service Model Foundation, it is one of the data models that enables us to unify the entire customer service value chain in a single platform. This data model allows you to represent information about service organizations, which are just all the different entities within your company that provide service to customers, whether they are physical locations or not. So this can include information such as where the service organization is located, the team members that work there, and what kind of install base items and services are associated with that business location. Very importantly, Service Model Foundation also captures the relationships between different service organizations in your company. This is important because service organizations can request help, but they can also provide it. And so there is a little bit of that interdependency that means that service organizations can both request and provide help to each other. So with Service Model Foundation inter-organization support in the Xanadu release, we are providing agents at service organizations with business location-specific content when they are supporting other business locations. So today, or previously before Xanadu, membership of your service organization really determined what you're able to see. But as someone who works at a business location that helps others, you would want to be able to understand the context of what's happening in their location too. So some examples of this would be governmental agencies, which may not be part of the same service organization, but will need to complete requests for each other if they're in the same instance. There could also be in retail scenarios where you have different brands that are housed under a single parent company and don't operate together, but request support from each other. So there are a lot of different types of service organization scenarios where a certain org will need to provide support to business locations that are either within their hierarchy or because they have a specific relationship with it. So with our organization support feature, we are making it easier for people to support each other in those service organizations. And this improves the agent experience since those agents now have visibility into the locations that they support. And this will also help reduce time to resolve because the key context about that business location will be visible when you're working on a case for a service organization. And it improves operational efficiency by outlining these relationships clearly within the data model. All right, so let's go ahead and see a demo.
Let's see a demo of Service Model Foundation inter-organization support, new in the Xanadu family release. Service Model Foundation provides the ability to model different business locations with their team members and their responsibilities, install base, and more. These business locations can request help from central teams and others. They can also fulfill requests for other business locations. We'll be showcasing how agents at a business location can now access key context for the other business locations that they support. Then we'll cover how this capability is configured. Ellie is a Solana employee who is a location support agent assigned to the Americas support team. Ellie is responsible for resolving any cases that come from business locations within the entire Americas region. With the new location support agent role, she now has visibility into members, install base, sold products, and cases for these business locations. From her own service organization's Business Location 360 page, she can see a list of all the other internal and external business locations that her team supports, which includes every child business location in the Americas region. This is an example of a hierarchy-based relationship. One of the Solana locations in LA has submitted a case about their security system. Ellie can leverage information like LA City Center's Business Location 360 page to check their install base to resolve the case quickly, where previously she wouldn't have had access since she isn't a part of the LA City Center team. Let's switch our perspective to the system admin, James Davies, so we can take a look at the configuration experience. In our earlier scenario, Ellie was a part of the Americas Service Org, which has all of the business locations in the Americas below it in the hierarchy. James can give Ellie and other location supports agents access to context for all child business locations by setting the business location serve configuration on the details page to hierarchy-based. However, hierarchy doesn't always determine which business locations are served by another. For example, the Denver West Shared Services agents support all of Solana's Manhattan locations. James can set criteria-based configuration instead. To create the criteria, he navigates to Service Organization Criteria, which is also how Service Org's list of customers can be defined. If existing criteria meets his needs, he can reuse it instead of creating new ones. Then he'll use a Service Organization Customer Criteria list to associate that criteria with Denver West. Another capability in the Xanadu release that enhances location support agent experience is the ability to map assignment groups with service orgs. Service organizations help manage case visibility, but not agent work queuing. Since Denver West has a group of agents that only focuses on supporting other business locations, he associates their assignment group to make it easier to route the case to the correct team member. With inter-organization support for Service Model Foundation, ServiceNow makes it easier and faster for agents at a business location to serve other orgs, streamlining operations and contributing to a better customer experience for everyone.